You wouldn't leave the house without brushing your teeth. You wouldn't show up to work in your pajamas, totally messy and ungroomed. And you don't skip showers for 3 days in a row because you just don't have time. You don't avoid using deodorant and think, it's fine. I'll just fake it. Why? Because physical hygiene is basic. It's essential. It's something that you pretty much do automatically every day. You don't debate it. You don't argue with yourself about whether you feel like doing it, maybe once in a while. But most of the time, you just do it because it makes you healthier, makes you feel put together. And it's a basic part of how you take care of yourself. But here's the question almost no one asks. What are you doing for your mental hygiene? If your brain feels afraid, doubtful, self-critical, or overwhelmed, that's not just how life is. It's not just how you are. It's a sign, a signal. It's a tap on the shoulder from yourself that says, hey, you've got some mental grime building up here. Confidence, peace of mind, self-trust, they don't just show up because you want them to. They show up because you make space in your life to create them. And that's what mental hygiene is really all about. So, what exactly do I mean when I talk about mental hygiene? Well, mental hygiene is the daily maintenance of your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. It's how you recenter when you're stressed out. It's how you clear mental clutter that's holding you back. It's how you process emotions in a healthy way instead of suppressing them. And it's how you talk to yourself in a way that builds you up instead of tearing you down. It isn't therapy, and it's not about fixing yourself. It's about tending to your mind like you tend to your body with attention, intention, and consistency. In terms of building confidence specifically, which is what I specialize in, daily mental hygiene is really important to protect and build your confidence over time. Here's why mental hygiene matters a lot more than you might think. You wouldn't feel confident if you skipped showers for a week and showed up to life greasy and disheveled. You'd probably feel self-conscious and distracted and on edge. That's exactly what's happening mentally and emotionally when you neglect your mental hygiene. When you neglect your mental hygiene, you start second guessing yourself in meetings. You overthink a harmless comment from a friend. You ruminate over whether you're doing enough or you're good enough or you're worthy enough. You feel pulled in a dozen different directions and you struggle to say no to most of them. You try to act confident on the outside, but on the inside, you feel like a fraud. If you allow your brain to just react to these experiences on autopilot, the mental grime is gonna build up. That's what happens when your mental hygiene falls to the bottom of the list. And listen, it's not a character flaw, it's just a habit gap. And the good news, it's a gap you can close starting today by practicing regular mental hygiene to clear up the mental grime on a daily basis. I'm going to share with you the mental hygiene routine that builds confidence. Let's map out a simple mental hygiene routine using something that you're already familiar with, your daily physical hygiene routine. Most of us follow some version of this daily hygiene routine. So in the morning, we wake up, we shower, brush our teeth, get dressed. Some of us put on makeup and fix our hair. Throughout the day, we wash our hands. We might reapply makeup or deodorant, and we check our appearance in the mirror to make sure we don't have crazy hair like I get sometimes or food stuck in our teeth. And then in the evening, we might remove makeup, change our clothes, brush our teeth again, and maybe take a second shower. You don't do these hygiene tasks once and expect them to last all week or all month or all year for that matter. Instead, you do them daily because life is messy and you're human and maintenance matters. Now, let's apply that same rhythm of care and maintenance to your mindset because you can't work on your mindset once and expect it to last all week or all month or all year, just like you wouldn't work on your physical hygiene once and expect it to last all week, all month, or all year. In the morning, start with self-coaching. This is kind of like your mental shower for the day. Before the emails, before the news, before you even think about your to-do list, pause and check in with yourself. You can ask yourself a few key questions like these. Where in my life are emotions like self-doubt or fear of failure or overwhelm or fear of rejection getting between me and my goals? Next, what am I thinking that has me feeling those emotions? Because our thoughts are what fuel our feelings. So, for example, I'm telling myself that I'm not good enough to succeed in this leadership role that I'm in. And so, because I'm thinking that, I'm feeling some self doubt. And by the way, it's not wrong to feel self doubt or to feel afraid of failure or rejection or to feel overwhelmed. Those are all normal, healthy emotional responses to everyday circumstances in our lives. But what matters is what you do with it, how you choose to respond, and the emotional energy that you choose to carry with you going forward as you make decisions in your day to day life. Next, ask yourself, how do I want to feel about this situation? Do I want to feel hopeful or optimistic or determined or self confident? And what can I choose to think today that feels true and also helps me feel that emotion? Because again, remember, our thoughts are what fuel our feelings. So, for example, when I choose to think that maybe I do have what it takes to succeed in this leadership role, I feel optimistic. So I'm going to practice thinking that today. This is your mental shower. You're rinsing off yesterday's mental messiness, and you're also choosing your energy on purpose. Most significantly, you're cleaning up your thoughts so that they don't run you on autopilot all day long. Doing this exercise for just 5 minutes in the morning can change your entire trajectory for the day. And when you start changing days, you change weeks. When you change weeks, you start having better months. And when you change months, you change years. And ultimately, you change your entire life simply because you started practicing a little bit of mental hygiene for 5 minutes every morning. Next up in your daily mental hygiene routine, you're just going to clean your mindset up as you go throughout the day. And you can kind of think of this like mental hand washing. So you don't just wash your hands once in the morning and call it good for the rest of the day. Hopefully not. Instead, you do it all day long after meals, after messes, and when you're out and about in public. Mental hygiene really works the same way. During the day, notice when something throws you off. It could be a frustrating email or a moment of self doubt, or maybe a spike in your stress or spiking feelings of comparison. That is your cue. Pause, breathe, and give yourself space to feel that emotion. Don't try to ignore it. Don't try to suppress it. Don't try to resist it. Coach yourself through the moment. Take a few minutes away from the noise and the bustle to do this if you need to. You don't have to spend 30 minutes journaling every time something hard or stressful or frustrating comes up in your day. A few seconds of intentional mental cleanup often does the trick. For example, if you're thinking, that customer probably thinks I'm the biggest idiot, I'm going to lose that sale, you can notice that thought and think to yourself, okay, I recognize this thought that I'm having in my mind. I don't have to believe it. What do I want to think about this instead? Or it might sound like, wow, that sales meeting was really hard, but I can choose how I want to respond. I can choose how I want to think and feel going forward. I don't have to carry this stress and this disappointment forward with me because I am in control of my thoughts and my emotions. This is how you stop spirals before they start. It's how you keep your energy clean throughout the day. And most importantly, this is how you protect and build lasting and sustainable self-confidence. The evening portion of your mental hygiene routine is going to be all about reflecting and resetting. You can kind of think of it like mental face washing at the end of the day. So you don't go to bed with makeup on. You don't crash in your work clothes, hopefully, most of the time. Instead, you unwind, clean up, and get ready to get some rest. Evening hygiene rituals are just as healthy for your mind as they are for your body. At the end of the day, especially if you have a goal around building self-confidence, you can ask yourself a few key questions again, like, where in my day did I feel confident? And where in my day did I feel a lack of confidence? How can I show myself grace and compassion around those situations rather than criticizing myself or doubting myself or comparing myself to other people? And based on what I learned, how do I want to think and feel differently tomorrow? The beautiful thing about this little evening mental hygiene routine is that you're not judging yourself. Instead, you're reflecting, supporting, and resetting your mind. This can help you sleep better, but above all, it helps you wake up with a clear and confident head instead of a leftover mental mess from the day before. Now, you may be thinking, but I don't have time for mental hygiene. Okay, let me guess, you're busy. You have work, family, errands, and obligations. This is something that I hear all the time. People say, I know that I should be journaling or doing mindset work. I just don't have time. But here's the truth. You're already spending time. You're already spending mental energy. You're just doing it reactively instead of proactively. You're replaying that awkward conversation from last week again. You're worrying about the possibility of failure that comes up in your day-to-day life. You're overthinking how to do things perfectly instead of taking action to get them done. That's all mental effort and time that you're already spending. It's just not growth-centered mental effort and time. What if you instead channeled that same time, that same energy into something proactive that actually helps? Spending some consistent time on your mental hygiene every day will help you spend less time replaying, overthinking, and worrying. Confidence isn't about being fearless. Rather, it's about being self-aware. It's not about pretending like you have it all together either. It's about knowing how to lead yourself well when you don't have it all together. And that kind of confidence starts with mental hygiene, small, consistent practices that clean out the gunk and make room for clarity, resilience, and self-trust. If you're not sure where to start, don't worry, I've got you. If you're new to mindset work, or maybe you've tried it in the past and struggled to stick with it, I created something simple, quick, and powerful just for people like you. It's called the 5-Minute Confidence Anchor, and it's one of my absolute favorite mental hygiene practices. It helps you do things like calm your nervous system. It can help you to interrupt spirals of doubt, and it helps you shift into a more grounded and empowered mental state quickly. And since it only takes 5 minutes, you can fit it in every day, just 5 minutes of proactive mental hygiene. Imagine where you could be in a year if you started your mental hygiene routine today. The 5-Minute Confidence Anchor has no fluff and there is no toxic positivity. Instead, it's just a neuroscience-based practice that works because you don't need fake confidence. You can build authentic confidence, one intentional practice at a time. You wouldn't skip brushing your teeth and expect to feel your best, so why are you skipping cleaning up your mindset? Start treating your mental hygiene like the essential self-care that it is. You'll think more clearly, you'll feel more grounded, and you'll show up more confidently everywhere you go. It's not magic. It's just maintenance. And once you start, you won't go back. Sign up for your free copy of the 5-Minute Confidence Anchor and take the first step. You deserve to feel confident in your own mind, body, and life, and it all starts right here. I'm Amy Shield. I help smart, capable women feel as confident on the inside as they look on the outside. Confidence is a skill. Let's build it. Thank you so much for checking out my video today. I hope you have an amazing day. Bye-bye.